Welcome to Haven.
Life is Strange True Colors is finally here, and we could not be more excited. True Colors introduces a new character, Alex Chen, who hopes to start a new life in a new town, the beautiful Haven Springs in Colorado. Alex is hoping to rejoin the world and repair the relationship with her older brother Gabe after the two lost contact thanks to a cruel social care system. But Alex is also hiding a secret. She's able to feel and influence the emotions of people around her, though this sometimes manifests in uncontrollable ways. Alex is barely in town a day before terrible tragedy strikes, and she finds herself digging deeper into the town and its inhabitants, looking for answers. Here's our spoiler-free review of Life is Strange True Colors.
When you were here before, couldn't look you in the eye. You're dressed like an angel.
True Colors features some of the best performances of the entire Life is Strange series.
I'm okay.
Erica Mori is outstanding as Alex Chen and manages to make her at turns hilarious,
Hell yeah, let's rock and roll. I don't know why I said that.
guarded,
Is that an official interview question, Dr. Lin?
empowered,
Requires skill, timing, and the will to be a champion.
threatening, warm,
I can't wait to read it.
vulnerable.
Okay, maybe these plans do need some more time.
But Alex is equally supported by a fantastic cast of characters. There's Alex's brother Gabe, whose exuberance and vitality make you believe an entire town would adore and mourn him just as much as you do. There's Ryan and Steph, two utterly adorable nerds who rally around Alex when she needs it most. You can, of course, choose to romance one of these two as well if you want, but it's to the game's credit that their personalities don't feel entirely shaped around this mechanic. Steph, especially, eagerly anticipated by fans of the series after her star turn in Deck 9's Before the Storm, shines bright in every single scene she's in. Then, there's the rest of the town. As brave as it was for Life is Strange 2 to disrupt the LIS series formula completely, there's comfort in being back in one singular location for the duration, getting to know its inhabitants better with each chapter. There's Gabe's girlfriend, a talented artist with a son from a previous relationship who has a love for comics and LARPing. There's a flower store owner hiding a sad secret from her granddaughter about to spread her wings and head off to college. There's Ryan's dad, bar owner and local hero who offers Alex a job and a place to stay. An older barfly goofball whose outgoing ways hide deep-seated grief and loneliness. The cast is superbly realised, and together create a social ecosystem that you can really believe in. Outwardly idyllic, yet hiding all manner of secrets, threatening to eat them up from within. It's almost a shame that the story inserts a more generic villain in the form of the powerful Typhon Corporation, a big, stereotypically evil, out-of-town company that hides its greed behind empty platitudes and emptier promises. I mean, there's no doubt the Typhon is evil, and so exploring its role in the events of the story just isn't as interesting as the interpersonal relationships that spring up in the wake of a tragedy. There are more twists than I'm letting on here, of course, for fear of spoilers, but I think the same story could have been told with the nameless organization taking more of a backseat, giving even more space for the actual characters to shine. On top of having some of the best writing and most natural characterizations of the entire Life is Strange series, True Colors looks astonishing. The staggering mountain views of Haven Springs are the stuff of real estate dreams. The kind of place you would sell your soul to live in, if it would go even a fraction of the way to securing a deposit, of course. And the game makes sure you get plenty of opportunities to drink it in, with zen moments, allowing Alex and the player to stop, to just be mindfully in the moment and really anchor yourself in this time and place. Feel the dust collecting on stacks of old vinyl records. Listen to the bustle of Main Street as you dangle your toes over the dock of the lake. Smell the freshly dug soil on the morning breeze after weeding your unkempt rooftop garden. The game isn't quite as open world as we'd like to have believed when it was first announced, but the areas that you do revisit are carefully designed, subtly changing through the chapters and hiding plenty of secrets. The real visual triumph isn't even in the location though, which builds on and improves the distinct style of previous LIS entries. Deck 9 takes the series to new heights with its facial animation and motion capture technology. I mean, it's a necessity for a game that hinges on reading the emotional responses of others, but True Colours goes above and beyond in ensuring every look, every furrowed brow, and every gesture is readable. It's noted too that real care is taken to make eyes in particular stand out. They are the window to the soul after all. And it's funny how little details, like Alex's glasses catching the light as she turns her head, all add up to make True Colours feel like a true next-generation Life is Strange game.
Guilty. You know we're trying to keep her in Haven, right?
On that note, it's a turns a positive and a negative that True Colours launches as a full and complete story. There's no denying that Life is Strange 2's delayed release schedule hampered its momentum, but equally, there's something to be said for the way episodic releases invigorate the fanbase and make genuine talking points of the very real and very important issues touched upon in each of the game's chapters. Adoption and foster care systems, mental health stigma, grief, how dementia can affect entire families, the guilt that can come with being a single parent, self-acceptance and forgiveness. All of these topics and more are covered, and they deserve the kind of attention afforded to many of LIS1's topics when they were discussed over and over back when that game launched over the course of 9 months or so back in 2015. Of course, the pace at which True Colours is devoured is the responsibility of the player, but I'm sure I won't be the only one to finish the game in 2 sittings, totaling just over 10.5 hours, and then sit there wishing for more. But it's a testament to Deck 9, which made it clear with Before the Storm that it more than understood the assignment when it came to Life is Strange as a concept. The True Colours is more than able to stand apart from the rest of the series and stand tall as a smart, engaging, and earnest game in its own right. There are lots of little touches entirely Deck 9's own. Arcade minigames, foosball matches, and jukebox riddles that are little more than a thinly veiled excuse to flirt with your crush. And then there's one gorgeously joyful sequence that builds on the nerdy tabletop love affair Deck 9 began in Before the Storm that I won't dare spoil here. Safe to say, it's just about the most wholesome thing you will experience for a while. And it manages it all while also letting you flirt your little heart out and subtly slipping some foreshadowing about the overall story in too. It's wonderful. There are a lot of familiar touches here for fans of the series too. Alex's private journal, her text messages, and a social media app called MyBlock help fill in some of the narrative gaps from her life before and in the time skips between game chapters. And there are collectibles to find in the form of emotionally fused items that give Alex a glimpse into key moments of their past. Then there's Alex's loosely defined supernatural ability, a sort of telepathy that allows her to read, mirror, manipulate, and even absorb the strong emotions of other people. It's hinted that this power may have manifested in Alex's turbulent early life, where she and her brother were tossed around from orphanage to foster home. But the game never really offers a deeper explanation as to why that might be, nor does it really encourage the player to dwell on the moral and ethical implications of denying a person's right to work through their own emotional response to trauma. Personally, I actually think that drawing this line made almost all of the game's big decisions too easy for me. I was happy to use Alex's power to find out more about why a person was feeling a certain way, but after that point, my response was to be honest with them and encourage their honesty with other characters, allow them to feel how they were feeling, and let them figure things out on their own terms. To me, it didn't feel at all right to take away someone's anger, just to spare them some pain. The game encourages this thought process somewhat, with a lot of the smaller stories unfolding in the background of the main plot. Around the town, you're privy to the thoughts of a couple trying to save their business from bankruptcy, two friends equally hesitant to take the first steps towards a relationship with one another, and one partner trying to be supportive of another as they work through a creative slump. For the most part, Alex simply bears witness to these conflicts, reluctant to meddle or play therapist because, frankly, it's none of her business. And bar a small nudge every now and then, people need to make their own choices in life. Ultimately, True Colors wants you to view Alex's powers as a tool rather than the be-all and end-all of what she, as a genuinely empathetic person, has to offer the town. In some of the game's most climactic moments, she doesn't use her power at all. Instead, the game asks the player to lean on their own intuition, based on everything you've seen and heard thus far, and show another character that you see them fully and plainly, even while that character cannot bear to see themselves. Other games reward you with getting a high score and saving the world. Life is Strange continues to canonize those little unsung everyday moments where real people like you and I save the world, holding those moments up to the light and painting them in a shining, shimmering gold. Take a few minutes out of your day to show an older person some kindness, that the world still cares about them. Understand that even bullies get scared sometimes. Give in to a rare moment of pure joy and dance with reckless abandon. Ferociously defend a friend's right to feel a knot of fear, a stab of anger, a crashing wave of grief. Ultimately, realize that though your actions indeed have the power to influence the emotions of the people around you, you can only ever be responsible for your own journey. With True Colors, Deck 9 wants you to know that all of these moments can touch lives, and their consequences ripple outwards to change the world around us. Empathy isn't some mystic superpower, it's a human feat that we are all capable of. All we have to do is make the choice to listen to and acknowledge one another. If you enjoyed this video, you might enjoy a chat I had with Erica Mori a little while ago about her experience of voicing and performing Alex Chen. Alternatively, we will have a Let's Play of Life is Strange True Colors starting up on the channel very soon. So make sure to subscribe to join us for the adventure. In the meantime, thanks for watching.
You haven't lost a beat!